Oh, okay, this car right here. Where are we going?
Facebook is arguably the most powerful company in the world.
1.4 billion people use it every day.
Is being tracked. Every single action you take is carefully monitored and recorded.
Meta is a trillion-dollar company with millions of controversies on board. On the surface, it's a famous social company that allows users to connect to one another. But when you look at the surface and its dark side, you will be shocked. You see, Facebook is the biggest social media, but from its controversial inception to now mass celebrity blackouts, here's the dark truth about Facebook. Since its inception, Facebook has been bombarded with controversy. The platform was founded by Mark Zuckerberg on February 4, 2004, and shortly after its release, Mark's hands were soaked into the biggest scandal of his life. It was such a big deal that Zuckerberg had to pay a whopping $65 million to these twins, who claimed that Facebook was originally their idea. To put things into perspective, before Facebook ever started, Mark was hired by the Winklevoss twins and Divya Narendra. Together, they hired Zuckerberg to create a social network that was originally going to be the idea of what Facebook is today. But according to them, Mark backed out, saw the opportunity, and created his own social network, basically stealing their idea. If you know Facebook, you know that privacy has been a weaker part of it, but not in the way you think of it. This dark truth about Facebook is not known to many, and while Facebook seems like a social media network, it's not. It's a data selling company that sells your data to advertisers so they can target you, the consumer, and more.
Weren't using the data and had deleted it, we considered it a closed case. In retrospect, that was clearly a mistake. We shouldn't have taken their word for it, and we've updated our policies and how we're going to operate the company to make sure that we don't make that mistake again.
It's all about buying and selling, which makes Facebook an evil business. The crazy part? Most people don't even know what's happening behind the back and what's already been done. If you understand the privacy controversies Facebook has been through, you might just uninstall the platform right now. In 2014, Facebook faced one of its biggest controversies, and this dark truth will help us understand how evil these big companies can be. In that year, Facebook faced criticism for performing experiments on users.
Facebook is facing heat for conducting psychological experiments on
Facebook is under fire for conducting a secret mood test on thousands of users. The experiment was conducted in 2012.
Yes, on literal Facebook users who were using the platform back in 2014. But the scale was big enough to disturb just about anyone. It was the year 2012 when Facebook was doing something darker in the shadows. They took 700,000 participants who were all unconsented and didn't know they were going through anything.
Facebook has detailed profiles on people who have never signed up for Facebook, yes or no?
In general, we collect data for people who have not signed up for Facebook for security purposes.
So these are called shadow profiles? Is that what they've been referred to by some?
Congressman, I'm not familiar with that.
And by removing certain words from the users' news feeds, Facebook wanted to test their reaction to the posts. After being exposed to their behavior, what happened? Well, Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg said that this was part of ongoing research companies do to test different products, and that was what it was. It was poorly communicated. And for that communication, we apologize. We never meant to upset you. Imagine a multi-billion-dollar company stealing your privacy, testing your psychology, and doing stuff you never signed up for. Then came Facebook's biggest privacy controversy of all time, the 2018 Cambridge Analytica scandal. It was such a big deal that it broke the internet and put Mark Zuckerberg in a very dark place. According to this data firm, Facebook harvested data from tens of millions of Facebook users for ad targeting during the 2016 election. However, more on that later, because Facebook is not even controlled by Mark Zuckerberg at this point. Christopher Wiley, a former Cambridge Analytica employee, exposed Facebook's misuse of data in 2018 when he partook in interviews with The Guardian and The New York Times. Once again, Facebook agreed to this controversy and apologized for its actions. And if you didn't know about this controversy, let's dive into a much creepier one. You might be familiar with the whole narrative that tech companies are controlled and aren't quite in the creators' hands. With Facebook, the more we look at the platform, the more it's confirmed that it might not even be in Mark Zuckerberg's hands to run the social media. It's almost like Facebook got addicted to spreading misinformation at some point in the past. This time, we even saw Cambridge Analytica, a British consulting firm. While the information was leaked in 2018, it was in 2010 when the British firm took Facebook users' data without their consent. They did it using an app called This Is Your Digital Life, which collected the personal data of 87 million Facebook users. Ted Cruz and Donald Trump's campaigns then used that data to get to the office. It's commendable how one lady risked everything, even going as far as to become a whistleblower to expose everything that Facebook was up to. In 2020, a data scientist at Facebook named Sophia Zhang took the initiative to expose how Facebook was miserably failing at protecting the platform against political manipulation by foreign governments. In 2020, Zhang was fired by Facebook, but before she left, she posted a 800-word memo on how Facebook wouldn't stop global political manipulation. Did you know that there was a time when Facebook was banned in Sri Lanka? In March 2018, the Sri Lankan government banned Facebook to stop the anti-Muslim riots that were triggered due to fake news on the platform. A terrorist attack had occurred in Sri Lanka, killing 359 people. However, Facebook then started pushing many anti-Muslim comments, which caused huge riots and became the reason for the genocide in Myanmar. In the past, and even now, Facebook has experienced some of its biggest controversies when it comes to censoring certain aspects of its platform. For example, one of the darkest things any platform could do is have political biases. With Facebook, there have been many accusations. For example, conservatives claim that their posts are unfairly flagged or removed compared to liberal ones. This lack of transparency has caused users to put less trust in Facebook. For example, in 2021, Facebook was more towards Palestine and was blocking many Israeli posts and critical messages to the world. This was the Palestine scuffle back in 2021. However, in the recent genocide, Facebook is now accused of blocking Palestinian support posts, making the world even more confused than it already was. Celebrity blockouts. Is it the fault of Facebook directly? Well, not really. None of the social media platforms are responsible for this act. However, from here, we receive a valuable lesson. With more power comes more responsibility. Social media platforms like Facebook can be used to talk to your friends, but they have a darker side. Some of the controversies have triggered literal genocides, and our data has been stolen by the platform, which goes to show that no one is safe from the digital revolution. What do you think about the dark side of Facebook? Let us know in the comments below. If you're interested in more, watch the next video coming your way.